Hello, and welcome to another episode of Club Kimochi, the place where we talk about and recap Japanese AV. I'm your host, Kate Kingdom, and today we're going to be talking about MIFD-603, A Beautiful Girl Like a Morning Drama Actress, AV debut. A quiet little animal-like voice, moaning and groaning, Minami Shirayuri. Shirayuri? Minami-chan. So this is Minami-chan's AV debut. This is her first feature. So this is the first debut I've ever covered. Granted, I've only done 2 episodes, this being the second, but that is an actual fact. So this is going to be exciting. Minami-chan is going to be debuting, and we're going to be talking about it right now. Okay, so this starts with Minami on a bridge. The director comes up, starts talking to her. It's a pretty standard introduction. She's very cute and kawaii. She's dressed like in her little sailor's outfit, looking young, looking very innocent. She says hello. She's very polite. She's a little startled that the directors started filming right away, which is interesting, but surprise, she's young and cute, so the surprise thing, it makes sense. It's interesting and a normal thing that they do in these types of things. From there they go to a park and start talking a little bit more. The director gets a little bit more personal. He asks, first of all, why are you doing this? AV, it's an interesting career choice to say the least. And she says, I need money. Okay, girl, get the bag. Understandable. But she also says, hey, it's something I'm interested in. So, I want to give it a shot and see how I do. Which is, good for you, Minami-chan. The director asks a few more questions. He actually asks how many people she's been with, intimately. And she says 10. She, kind of giggles and says, I don't know if that's a lot. And the director says, yeah, that is a lot. But, she's in the right line of work. Right? So from there, we go to a room that kind of looks like heaven, if I'm being perfectly honest. Very light, very bright, and very heavenly, which is, good for your very first ever scene. The director said she looks tall. Okay. He then asks her to raise her hands and lower them. Also okay. And from there, she meets her co-star, and we actually get into her first ever scene, which is actually really impressive and really good. I actually think Minami has a lot of physical charm and charisma on screen almost right away, which is very impressive. So she also has good chemistry with the male talent in this scene, which makes for a very good first scene. It's shot very nice, very bright, and very energetic and entertaining all the way through. So a great first scene to start the film. So from there, we go to the second scene where Minami's in I can't tell if it's a bathroom or a sauna. I think it's a bathroom. She's in a bathroom. She's in a swimsuit. I'm always in a swimsuit when I'm in the bathroom, so it's a normal thing. The male talent comes in, says she looks really good, which is very complimentary of her, putting her at ease. It is a little awkward being in a swimsuit in the bathroom. I could tell you because I'm in a swimsuit in the bathroom all the time. But yeah, he says she looks really nice, and from there they get into the second scene, which is very sticky. There's jelly. There's jelly. It's very squishy and slimy. Not too slimy, because she has a bathing suit on, which absorbs a lot of the slime, if I'm being perfectly honest. But there's that. This is a little shorter scene. This male talent will be back later at the end of the film. So this scene's good also. It's very simple, but is very effective. And Minami-chan, once again, does very well for her second scene. She's great on the camera and has a lot of energy and physical charm. So another great scene. The second one. From there, we go into, you know, a little respite, a little intro. That's just like a little MV, right? It's just a little music showing off Minami's charms and her beauty, which is really cool. And then we get back to filming. At this point, she's been filming all day. I didn't mention that this is kind of taking place all in one day, her first ever AV shoot. So this is now, she's already filmed 2 scenes. So the director asks how she is. She says she's very happy. She's enjoyed the experience so far, and she enjoys it and has been having a good time. The director also says, I think you're good at this, which I agree, Mr. Director. She is good at this. He says, you know, you're very natural on screen. I think once you get used to it, you could be really, really good at this. And she says, oh, that's very nice. And he then brings up that before she filmed anything, she sent a colorful video to a producer. And she says, oh, how do you know about this? And she says that her agent actually mentioned it. He wanted to actually see it. If she could show him on her phone. So, you know, she pulls out her phone and shows him the scene and basically says, you know, what the scene is it's a scene of her, you know, self-loving, you know, really being in touch with herself. And the director says, hey, I'd like to put this on your AV debut. I think this is great. So we're going to clear it and make sure everything's fine, and we want to put this in your debut. Would be okay with that? And she says, you know, okay, let's do it. From there, we actually go into the 3rd scene, which is that scene that was on her phone, which is a scene of herself in bed. Taking self-care. You know, self-love is important. Self-care is important. And Minami knows that, and she's going to show you in this scene. And it's a good scene. It's not too long. It's short, but it's a nice scene, because this scene, Minami has to basically, obviously, do all by herself. So she has to carry it, and she does a really good job. So that's the 3rd scene. Moving on to the final scene of the AV. She enters a room. She's with a male talent, and the male talent is actually the cameraman in this. So this is basically a POV slash one-person shoot where the male talent has to perform and also film at the same time. And that being said, he does a really good job, because this scene is also really, really good. As the final scene goes, it's not too long. Normally the final scenes of these films go a little bit longer. I feel like all the scenes pretty much roughly come out at around the same time. This one being, you know, the same as everyone else, but it's very well done. The male talent obviously has a lot of experience, because he films it very well. Now there is one stationary camera and a camera he's holding, so there's technically 2 cameras. There are probably 3 or 4, if I'm being perfectly honest. The point is that it looks good, and it actually really makes for a great final scene, because it's a little bit more dynamic and interesting. So yeah, Minami-chan once again performs great in this scene. A real natural on screen with great charm and charisma, and yeah, that basically wraps up her AV debut. My favorite scene. I think my favorite scene might actually be the 1st scene. I think it's very simple, but it's shot very well, and it's just for a 1st scene, it's really, really good, and it's very impressive. Minami does really good, and for that, for this debut, I give this a solid 3 out of 5. Yeah, 3 out of 5. This was really good, but it could be better. I think given time, Minami could actually become really, really good at this, but the kind of kawaii, cute schoolgirl thing isn't necessarily my bag, but for the people that do like that, I think this is a really, really good AV. Probably, if you're into that, this is probably like a 4. But for my personal taste, this is a 3. But it's a really strong 3, and considering this is her first film, it's really good. So that is it for this week. Thank you very much for listening and watching, and we will be back with another review in the future of what? I don't know. Later.